This year in baseball, there has been lots of great starting pitchers. And it had me thinking about some of the best starting pitcher duos we have today in baseball. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. We're going to be looking at the 10 best starting pitcher duos in baseball today. When ranking these duos, the criteria I went by was basically asking myself what duo I would want on my team going forward. So longevity was a real important factor here. If there's a pitcher that has been very good just this season, I didn't necessarily rank them as high as you might think they might be. So with that in mind, let's hop right into the rankings. Coming in at number 10, I have the Philadelphia Phillies duo of Aaron Nola and Zack Wheeler. These two have been very good pitchers throughout their career, and this year they have looked pretty solid. In 67 innings, Aaron Nola is 3-4 with a 3.92 ERA to go along with 79 punchouts and a .93 whip. Zack Wheeler in 57 innings has a 4-3 record to go along with a 3.14 ERA, 67 punchouts, and a 1.17 whip. Nola and Wheeler are some of the best pitchers in baseball today. They have all-star talent, and even at their best, they could be potential Cy Young candidates. Philadelphia has an elite duo in Nola and Wheeler, and I have them coming in at number 10. Moving on to number 9, I have the San Francisco Giants duo of Logan Webb and Carlos Rodon. Webb and Rodon, while they aren't at their best this year, last year showed flashes of dominance. Rodon finished 5th in the AL Cy Young voting, and Webb looked like one of the best pitchers in baseball down the stretch. So far this year, in 66 innings, Logan Webb is 5-1 with a 3.82 ERA to go along with 56 punchouts and a 1.17 whip. Carlos Rodon in 55 innings is 4-4 with a 3.44 ERA to go along with 70 punchouts and a 1.25 whip. Webb and Rodon are very similar to Wheeler and Nola in the sense that I think they have the talent to potentially win a Cy Young award. So Logan Webb and Carlos Rodon are two very, very good pitchers, and I have them coming in at number 9. Moving on to number 8, I have the San Diego Padres duo of Joe Musgrove and Mackenzie Gore. Musgrove broke through last year in San Diego, and he looks even better this year. So far in 66 innings, he's 6-0 to go along with a 1.64 ERA, 64 punchouts, and a .92 whip. He's been a leading candidate for the National League Cy Young Award, and if he keeps this up, he could very well win the award. As for Mackenzie Gore, the former top prospect has been dominating this year in his rookie season, where in 48 innings he's 4-1 to go along with a 1.5 ERA, 57 punchouts, and a 1.06 whip. With how these two are pitching this year, you could really make the argument that they're a top 3 duo in baseball, but Mackenzie Gore has only been doing it for a couple months, and I had to take that into consideration. I know Mackenzie Gore is a former top prospect, and he's very likely going to be really good throughout his career, but I just need to see it for a little bit more than a couple months. At number 7, I have the Toronto Blue Jays duo of Alek Manoah and Kevin Gausman. These two pitchers are really good, and it seems like they're both flying under the radar. So far in 65 innings, Gausman is 5-4 with a 2.78 ERA to go along with 73 punchouts and a 1.16 whip. After dominating in his rookie campaign last year, Manoah has come out looking even better this year. In 64 innings, he's 6-1 to go along with a 1.98 ERA, 57 punchouts, and a .91 whip. These two could take Toronto a very long way this year, and if they keep this up, I think they're both going to be all-stars. Moving on, at number 6, I have the Houston Astros duo of Justin Verlander and Framber Valdez. This duo is extremely underrated in the sense that I don't think many people would think of them as a top 10 duo in baseball. Verlander is fresh off of Tommy John surgery and looks as good as ever at the age of 39. This year in 65 innings, he's 6-2 to go along with a 2.23 ERA and 61 punchouts. Valdez, on the other hand, has 69 innings pitched where he's 6-2 with a 2.61 ERA, 55 punchouts, and a 1.13 whip. Justin Verlander this year has been one of the best pitchers in the American League, and you can really say the same about Framber Valdez. Valdez has been very good over the past couple years, and I really think he's been one of the most underrated pitchers in the American League. Getting on to number 5, I have the LA Dodgers duo of Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw. I know a lot of people are going to be mentioning Tyler Anderson and Tony Gonsolin, and for good reason. They've been very good this year, but long term I think Kershaw and Buehler are the two best pitchers in LA. Buehler has been up and down at times this year, and Kershaw has missed quite a bit of time on the IL. But when both of these guys are healthy and on the field and at their best, there's no doubt in my mind they're a top 5 duo in baseball. At number 4, I have the New York Yankees duo of Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez. These two have been pitching out of their minds as they've been playing like some of the best pitchers in baseball. Garrett Cole looks like the Cy Young pitcher we've known over the past couple of years, as in 65 innings he has a 2.78 ERA to go along with 81 punchouts and a .96 whip. Nestor Cortes has absolutely broken out and, in my opinion, has been the best pitcher in baseball this year. So far in 60 innings, Cortes has a 1.5 ERA to go along with 68 punchouts and a .87 whip. Cortes has been a great story as he's never been close to the pitcher he's been this year. The only reason I don't have this duo ranked higher is because Nestor Cortes really hasn't been anywhere close to as good as he has been this year in the past. Getting into the top 3, at number 3 I have the Miami Marlins duo of Sandy Alcantara and Pablo Lopez. This duo always seems to get undershadowed because they play for the Marlins, but they really are one of the best. Alcantara looks like a clear-cut ace, as in 75 innings this year he has a 1.81 ERA to go along with a .98 whip. Lopez has also looked like a Cy Young candidate early on, as in 66 innings he has a 2.18 ERA to go along with a .97 whip. The Marlins have been known to have a very good up-and-coming rotation, and this year Lopez and Alcantara are heading the rotation, and they look like some of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Moving on to number 2, I have the Milwaukee Brewers duo of Corbin Burnes and Brandon Woodruff. By now, I'm pretty sure all of you know Corbin Burnes is a top pitcher in baseball, as he's coming off a Cy Young award, and this year he looks like he could repeat. In 68 innings, he has a 2.5 ERA and leads all of baseball with 84 punchouts. Brandon Woodruff, however, has been a little bit up and down, as in 44 innings he has a 4.74 ERA. But he's coming off back-to-back seasons where he's looked like a legit Cy Young candidate, and there's no doubt in my mind that once he's back and fully healthy, he's going to be the pitcher he was before. So while I might take some shots for putting them this high because of Brandon Woodruff's slow start, I do think they are a top 2 duo in baseball. And getting on to number 1, the best duo in all of baseball, pretty controversial pick here, I'm going with the New York Mets duo of Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. The clear asterisk with these two is their injuries. While Jacob deGrom has been by far the best pitcher in baseball over the past couple of years, you can't deny he's been very injury prone. And Max Scherzer is 37 years old and is currently on the IL. But if both of these pitchers are healthy and playing at their best, there's no doubt in my mind they're the best duo in baseball. I mean, you could really make the argument that Scherzer and deGrom, when healthy, are 2 top 5 pitchers in the game. So I know I'm probably going to take lots of heat for putting these two at number 1 because of their injury history, but if these two are on the field, there's no doubt in my mind they're the best duo in the game. So there you have my top 10 starting pitcher duos. Let me know your list down below and where you agree or disagree. As always, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe, and lastly, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.